Yes, hi, my name is Monica Johnson, and this is my assignment for the role play. And the theory that I've chosen is solution based therapy. Today with me, I have Brittany and Robert.
Hello.
Brittany is going to be playing a 50-year-old African American female that is a teacher. She's been a teacher for about 27 years. Robert will be playing the role of Robert, being age 60. He's an officer and he's been on the force for about 30 years. So, the issue or the thing that we're going to be discussing, Brittany has become increasingly unhappy. She feels the need for intimacy that's not being met at this point in time. Although she's made many attempts to get her husband to open up, she feels that she has failed and not been able to do that. So, with solution based therapy, rather than being the person that does the solution, what they're doing or they're trying to change the behavior and trying to get them to implement ways that they're able to work through their problems. So basically, once the client has selected the outcome itself, the therapist assists the client to identify small steps toward getting to that goal. The therapist does not, again, they do not solve the problem, but instead they work with the client to be able to find different things or plans that they may be able to then put into action. The therapist do not suggest any solutions. The client must identify the solutions, which helps the therapist. You always want to focus on their strengths. By focusing on their strengths, it gives them the hope to know that they have a future. So what we'll go ahead and do now at this point, we'll go ahead and start the role play. Um, so our studies have showed us in therapy, it's useful to explore how long the couple has been together. So how long have you guys been together?
30 years.
30 years. That's very good.
Yeah.
And then there's some other questions that would then come to follow after that, which we will also get into as we get started with the role play. So, what you want to first do is to find out what's working in the relationship. Where would you rate your relationship out of 10, with 10 being a perfect number? So, right now, where would you stay?
A 2.
Okay. And Robert?
7 out of 10.
Okay. Why not a 1 out of 10? What is working in the current relationship that stopped you from rating it at, say, a 1?
I get upset with him a lot, but I still love him.
Okay. And Robert?
I just thought it was good.
Okay. So, as a therapist, what that was the model using these scaffold. The scaffold itself is the couple's desire for the relationship to be different by asking them both different questions. If the relationship itself was 2 points above the number that you gave, what would be different about your partner? What would they be doing different?
Well, hopefully he won't be ignoring me.
Okay. And Robert?
Or no longer nagging at me all the time.
Okay. How might this difference affect you?
Then I will feel more included into his day-to-day life.
Okay. And Robert?
Well, I wanted to feel like I'm replacing one of our kids.
Gotcha. So now at this point, the therapist would need to find exception behavior to pull out specific examples of when they have been working well together. So, is there anything in your partner that's doing now that you would like to see continue? Brittany?
He never leaves home without giving me a kiss on the cheek or a hug without saying I love you.
Okay. And Robert?
Or she wakes up for me every night and has a hot meal always ready for me.
And how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel pretty good. I have a hot meal waiting for me. I get home from a long day's work.
Okay. All right. Are there times in the past when things working well? How are those times different now? Brittany?
Well, when all 5 kids are in college.
Right.
We have 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone had practices, games, and outings, so we all knew everyone's schedule. Now the kids are gone, I feel like I've lived my life through them. We was always together. So at this point, I work still. I'm working full time, but I still feel empty because they're not home. So when Robert comes home late, he's hidden. I feel like he's left me out. There's no intimacy in it. For me, it's not based off sexual.
Okay. That was a lot.
Yep, sure
So
was.
Robert,
Well, I worked in the field for 20 years, and my work schedule was always, I made it. But now I'm always getting close to retirement. I was close my department, my work assignment. It has recently been changed from field duty to desk duty. I'm working long hours. I'm trying to fit in with a younger crowd and getting used to the new job description.
okay.
I'm having a hard time transitioning from a field to office duty. I hadn't talked to Brittany about it because she wouldn't understand.
Okay.
I just feel that you don't understand all the time.
So what we'll do, I'm the mediator. I'm the middle person. So I'll ask you guys questions. I don't want you to cross talk. Just talk to me. That way we can make sure we're moving forward and we don't move backward. Agreed? Okay. So in the first session, the miracle question is asked to establish the goals of therapy. So the miracle question is this. Let's imagine after we're done here, you go home, you go to sleep, you wake up tomorrow morning. What brought you here today no longer exists. What is the very first thing that you notice when you wake up, Brittany?
A lot less arguing and more of a communication.
Okay. Okay. Robert?
Yeah, I mean, there wouldn't be so many arguments and her nagging at me all the time.
Okay. And anything else?
Yeah, I just wish you stopped nagging at me all the time.
How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel angry and upset. When I come home, I've been working at my job for a long period of time, and I'm ready for retirement. And so, all those years, and she still treating me like this. I don't want to come home and she's always nagging at me. I don't feel that, that is right.
Okay. And Brittany?
Well, if Robert wasn't working so late, I would be arguing with you all the time.
Okay. All right. We're going to move on. Okay. So if you weren't fussing, what would you be doing instead, Brittany?
I hope to find time to enjoy each other. Go out more. Have a lot more date nights.
Okay.
Laugh and joke.
Okay. And Robert?
Well, I guess we'll be talking more.
Okay. And if you were talking more, how would that be different, Brittany?
I think the house would be a lot more calm. I would have less of an attitude. You'd be more comfortable with talking to me about what goes on at work.
Okay. And Robert?
I would feel comfortable with sharing my feelings about changes at my job. I suppose.
Okay. So with changing your job, how did that make you feel? That's not on it.
Well, changing my job, I like what I did for a long period of time, but I really want to come on and talk about it because it's different at work. I'm trying to fit in with the young crowd, so I don't think she would understand.
Okay. So if you were spending more time together and talking more civilly, and if this were happening, would you say that the goals of therapy have been achieved?
Yes, definitely.
Anything else, Brittany?
Yeah, I mean, with our children now being gone, and there should be much more time enjoying, talking, hanging out. There'd be a lot more love in the house.
Okay. And Robert?
Yeah, we wouldn't need to come, I guess any more than this.
Okay. Solution behavior can be extracted by asking each partner if they could both do more of what works in the past in the present. Would you all be willing to do that to move forward?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. So homework tasks are given to encourage the behavior. So one of the things I would want you all to do and have done by the next session is, I want you both to notice the things your partner does that you want to continue to happen. These could be the smallest things, and doesn't matter how small. Write them down and bring them to the next visit. But I don't want you to tell each other what you have written down or discuss it until then, okay? Second thing, I want you both to choose a miracle day where you act as though the problem that brought you to therapy was already solved. But you can't tell each other which day is the miracle day, okay? The other person has to guess. So with this particular theory, the homework assignments or tasks that I gave them are solutions to encourage them to cope and to leave the session thinking about how to make their current marriage better, rather than dwelling on all the problems in the past. So that's basically it for the role play. Some of the other things that we would include in the very beginning, we would make sure that we've gone over HIPAA, making sure they understand that everything that is taking place here stays here. As far as fees, the EAP on her job is what she used, so there's not a fee. And then the videotaping. I would also get their permission to make sure I'm able to videotape them. I would let them know I convey with other healthcare people where we can both sit down and talk, and then even play this back to them so that they can see how each other's work during the session. So that is my theory that I have presented on solution-based therapy. Thank you.